It's story time with Mr. Steve. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna read books. I don't know how to play this. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's story time. Theme song. Hello, everybody. It's me, Mr. Steve, and it's time for another story time. Hooray! And today is a special one, because we put a vote yesterday to see what book, out of 4 different books, which book should we read today for story time. And so many people voted, so many people commented, so many people made their voices heard. I'm joking, 1 person did. I'm not upset about it. Okay, I'm a little bit upset about it. But I want to thank Twitter user at LizzieFig_PDX for voting, and all of you who are not LizzieFig on Twitter, I want you all to think about what you've done, because Mr. Steve is very upset with you. Yes, we got 1 vote, and because of that 1 vote, a book has been chosen to read today, and that book is, of course, the classic kids book, Hooray! 1968, a turning point in the American War in Vietnam. Who's excited to read a 784-page book about the Vietnam War? Of course you all are. So we're going to start here on Chapter 1, The Huang River Squad. Now, if you kids will please just settle down, calm down. We've got a long way to go, okay? Chapter 1. In the afternoon along Leloy Street, uniformed children spill from schoolyards like flocks of freed birds, swinging backpacks, running, or on bicycles. The boys in white shirts and shorts. Kids, if you could please keep it down, okay? I'm trying to read to you this book on Vietnam, all right? I'm trying to be educational here, all right? The girls with their long black hair and the white flaps of their ao dai flying. The street is Hui's center. It runs along the south back of... Kids, I need you all to pay attention to this book on Vietnam. Oh, wait, what book is this? Oh, no, this isn't the book. This isn't the book. I'm sorry, my bad. No, it's this other classic kids book. Where the Wild Thinges Airy. Don't know what language this is in. It might be Latin. Oh, wait. Oh, Where the Wild Things Are. Where the Wild Things Are. But I will not be reading this. We need a professional here. Because we're not just going to read this book. We're all going to become monsters. So in order to do that, I need a professional to come in, and I've hired one. So give me a second, okay, kids? Let me go get him. Roar! I am a monster! Now, kids, settle down. I am not really a monster. Let me introduce myself. My name is Thomas Closet. I am a Virgo. I am divorced. And I am a professional monsterologist. I go from town to town teaching people like you how to become a monster. And thanks to my patented 4-part system, even you can become a monster. Today, I will be walking you through my 4-part plan to turn you into monsters. Here it is, the 4-part plan to becoming a monster. It is very simple. Let me walk you through it. Step 1, roar. That is, the roar. Step 2, teeth. Those are your teeth. Step 3, eyes, meaning eyes. And step 4, claws, as in Claws. Now let's take some time to go over my 4-part plan to becoming a monster. Step 1, roar. This is the first step. You have to have a good roar. If you do not have a good roar, you cannot be an effective monster. You need some space. You need to make sure that your voice is feeling healthy, and you have to give it a good roar. Let me show you an example. Roar! That is a good monster roar. Now let me show you a bad example of a monster roar. Poop! That was not a good roar. A good roar must come from in here and come out as strongly as it can. Let me show you again. Roar! That was a good roar. Can you kids roar as well? Let me hear your roars. I cannot hear them because this is YouTube. Let's move on to part 2, teeth. You need to have an angry mouth. You cannot be a monster looking like this. That is not a good monster mouth. You need to show your teeth, also known as your fangs. You need to have an angry mouth, an upset mouth. You cannot be a monster like this. That is not a good monster mouth. A good monster mouth would be like this. The teeth are very important. Now you kids try. I cannot check to see if you've done that because, again, this is YouTube. Let's move on to part 3, eyes. You need to have an angry pair of eyes and some scrunched up eyebrows, as you can see here. You cannot be a monster if the top part of your face looks like this. That is not a good face for a monster. Angry eyes, scrunched up eyebrows. This is all part of being a monster. Let's move on to part 4, the final part in my 4-part step to being a monster. Claws. You need to show your claws. Like so. You can't go like this. That is called jazz hands. And we are not doing a Bob Fosse production. We are becoming monsters. So you need to show your claws. Okay? Your claws. Not like this. This is called cross paws. And that's what they do instead of crossing fingers in the movie Cats. We are not being cats, despite the fact that the cats in the movie Cats look like hideous, nightmarish monsters. Claws. So remember, kids, the 4-part plan is as follows. Roar, rawr. Teeth, rawr. Eyes, ooh. And claws. With these 4 steps, you will become a monster. Now on to today's book, but I will let Mr. Steve read this. Thank you for your time. Well, kids, that was our monster expert, Thomas Closet. Did that go on for too long? Was it funny? It doesn't matter. But remember the 4 steps. Roar, teeth, eyes, and claws. Now, we're going to have a test on this. And the test is today's book, Where the Wild Things Are, Story and Pictures by Someone. So let's read this. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. Already I want to stop this. I want a wolf suit. I have a lot of different suits. I have a kangaroo suit that I like very much. Look, it's even got a pouch and a tail. I like my kangaroo suit a lot. But it's just not a wolf suit. I want a wolf suit. Like Max has. I never turn it off. I never take it off. I never take it off. If I had a wolf suit. Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Rawr! I would like a number 3. Supersized. With a Powerade. I'd never take it off. Now he's making mischief of one kind. Do you see what he's doing? What is he doing that's bad? That's right. He's hammering a nail into the wall. He's probably not zoned for that. You gotta get like a permit. And here's another thing that he's doing bad. What is he doing bad here, kids? That's right. He's chasing a dog with a fork. Everyone knows you use a spoon. Duh. His mother called him Wild Thing. Do-do-do-do-do. You make my heart sing. Do-do-do-do-do. You make everything. Ooh. I'm not that old. Wild Thing. But I want to know for sure. Okay, sorry. And Max said, I'll eat you up. And that's cannibalism. And that is frowned on in most societies. So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceilings hung with vines. Bunch of vines were coming down from the wall. I don't have enough money for chicken nuggets. What are those? They are my Crocs. Bunch of vines. All of the classics. And the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day, and in and out of weeks, and almost over a year, to where the wild things are, which we all know is in California. That's just a fact. It's called science. Now, are you kids ready? Are you kids ready for your test to see if you're real monsters? Don't forget the 4-step plan to being a monster. Roar, teeth, eyes, and claws. Okay, are you ready? Because here's your test. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars. Give me a roar. And gnashed their terrible teeth. It's good. And rolled their terrible eyes. And showed their terrible claws. Show me those terrible claws, guys. Till Max said, "Be still!" and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened, and called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start.
We can't forget you, ocean. We wish you all the best. We'll keep the world in motion. Fish, crabs, and all the rest. Birds, we can count on us. Squirrels, you can count on
sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he probably smelled horrible. I mean, didn't it say he was on a boat for like a year? And then he's dancing with all of these creepy Gorg Muppets. And he's in a full-body wolf suit. He's got to be sweating like a cow. Or like my grandfather used to say, he's probably sweating like a punch a goose. I have no idea what that means, but that's some weird thing that my family says, like my parents. Oh, you're crying like a punch a goose. Oh, he's probably sweating like a punch a goose. I'm not sure what that means, but I think it means if you saw a goose and you threatened to punch it, it would probably cry and sweat. I don't fully know what it means. All I know is that it's something my family used to say. Anyway. Then, all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. What are some good things to eat? I like KFC. I'm the only person in my family who does, but I like it. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. Here's another test for you kids. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." We've read maybe 6 or 7 sentences. But have you seen the live action Where the Wild Things Are? This already would have been an hour and 45 minutes. But whatever. There's a live action Where the Wild Things Are movie, which is an indie art film that was created so that 30-something hipsters can show to their kids. That's just Mr. Steve's opinion. The wild things roared their terrible roars, roar, and gnashed their terrible teeth, roar, and rolled their terrible eyes, roar, and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Regal wave. Regal wave. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was gross. Ew. This food has been here for like a year. Oh, wait. And it was still hot. And that's the end of that story. Yay! Well, I hope you enjoyed that, kids. Did you like that wild rumpus? Yeah, that was something. And I want to thank our guest, Tom Closet, for teaching us how to be monsters. This has been a weirder story time, but I dug it. Hope you liked it too. Be sure and like and subscribe and all of those things I'm supposed to say because I'm a YouTuber. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye! I have asthma, so I hope you realize how difficult this entire montage has been. I think I hurt my head.